you think you're a person. A solid, squishy, occasionally overthinking human with thoughts, dreams, and the overwhelming desire to Google weird mole or cancer. But what if I told you, and I'm not being metaphorical here, that most of you isn't even you? You are, biologically speaking, a walking, burping, bacterial amusement park. Your body is just a theme park. The bacteria, they own the rides. Yes, I'm talking about the fact that at the cellular level, you are literally more microbe than human. And no, this isn't a metaphor about society or consumerism or your inability to make eye contact with strangers. This is just science being weird again. Today, we're diving into the wonderfully disgusting, deeply fascinating world of your microbiome, the squishy, invisible universe living inside you that controls your cravings, your mood, your skin, and probably your taste in music. Okay, maybe not music, but I'm not ruling it out. Let's get right into it. Number 10, you are a planet. Literally. Let's zoom out for a second. Imagine a distant planet, teeming with strange life, varied climates, underground networks, and highly specialized organisms living in complex balance. Now stop imagining, because that planet is you. Your body isn't just a body, it's an ecosystem. A wild, squishy Earth 2.0 where trillions of microscopic life forms compete, cooperate, and colonize every square inch of your internal terrain. Scientists now refer to the human body as a superorganism, meaning it's not just a single entity, but a composite of many. You are your human cells plus your microbes. It's a package deal. You don't just have a microbiome, you are one. Your gut microbiota alone contains more genetic material than all your human genes combined. That's right, your bacteria have more DNA than you do. So technically, your genetic code is mostly outsourced. You are the host, they are the tenants. But here's the twist, you need them as much as they need you. Without your microbiome, you'd struggle to digest food, fight off illness, or even develop a functioning immune system. Babies raised in sterile environments literally have underdeveloped immune systems. Their bodies didn't get the microbial training needed to function. And here's the existential kicker, the exact combo of microbes inside you. Totally unique. Not even identical twins have the same microbiome. It's like your gut flora is your bacterial fingerprint. No one else on Earth has the same microbial crew. So, next time you feel alone in the universe, remember, you've got trillions of roommates and they think you're delicious. Number 9, you might be missing microbes. You'll never get back. Once upon a time, before hand sanitizer, chlorinated water, and wiping down your groceries like a hazmat worker, humans lived in microbial paradise. We rolled in dirt, hunted animals, ate weird plants, and pooped outdoors. Which sounds gross, yes, but our microbiomes were thriving. Now, not so much. Modern life has sanitized us, sometimes literally, to the point that many people in developed countries have far less diverse gut bacteria than our ancestors, or even than people in remote tribes who still live close to nature. And it's not just a numbers game. We've actually lost entire species of gut bacteria over the last century. Microbial extinctions, gone forever. Some of those extinct microbes may have helped with digestion, protected against allergies, or prevented chronic diseases. And the kicker? We don't even fully know what we've lost because we never studied them before they vanished. This phenomenon is now called the disappearing microbiota hypothesis, and it might explain the modern rise in things like asthma, food intolerances, autoimmune disorders, and even obesity. Our guts are like abandoned cities, fewer citizens, fewer services, and way more chaos. So while you're out there using antibacterial everything and nuking your kitchen sponge in the microwave, just remember, some of your original microbial besties didn't survive, and your gut's been kind of lonely ever since. RIP to the gut flora we never knew we needed. Number 8. You might not even have a human poop. Ah yes, poop, the great equalizer. But here's the mind-boggling fact. A huge chunk of your poop isn't even food, it's bacteria. That's right. When you flush, you're mostly saying goodbye to the remains of trillions of microbes, both alive and dead. Estimates vary, but up to 60% of the dry weight of human stool is microbial biomass. Basically, your toilet is a microbial cemetery, and it's not just a gross detail, it's a diagnostic goldmine. Researchers can tell a shocking amount about your health, habits, and even mental state just by analyzing your poop. They call it a fecal profile, but let's be real, it's a personality test for your colon. In fact, the most cutting-edge research in medicine is turning to your poop for answers. Got chronic fatigue? Autoimmune disease? IBS? Depression? The answer might be in your bowel movements, which is both fascinating and honestly kind of rude. There are even companies now offering at-home kits that analyze your gut microbiome based on your poop, because apparently the 2020s are the era of mailing your own feces in the name of wellness. So yes, your poop is mostly bacteria, but it's not just trash, it's data. It's a snapshot of the wild little universe living inside you. Kind of makes you want to say thank you before you flush. Masnei, kind of. Number 7. Food cravings might not be your fault. Ever stared longingly into the void of your fridge at 2 a.m., wondering why you'd sell your soul for a slice of pizza or a half-melted ice cream sandwich? Well, buckle up, because that craving might not be your craving. It might belong to your bacteria. Here's the deal. Different species of gut microbes prefer different nutrients. Some like fiber, some like sugar, some are total grease goblins. And because they want to survive, they've developed a very sneaky method of influencing your eating habits. They mess with your brain chemistry. Researchers have found that gut bacteria can stimulate the vagus nerve, produce neurotransmitters, and even release toxins that mess with your mood, all to nudge you toward eating what they want, like tiny junk food lobbyists working from inside your own body. So when you suddenly crave donuts even though you've been eating clean for 2 weeks, it might not be a willpower issue. It might be your sugar-loving gut bacteria staging a microscopic protest. Even weirder, when people radically change their diets, like going vegan or keto, their gut bacteria shift dramatically in just a few days. It's like firing your current microbial staff and hiring a new one with totally different snack preferences. Basically, your gut is less like a digestive system and more like a roommate who keeps slipping chocolate into your grocery cart. And the more you feed that roommate, the more power it has. It's not an excuse to eat 42 Oreos, but if you do, maybe just blame it on Greg, your sugar-loving gut goblin. Number 6, your microbiome starts from vaginas and dirt. Let's talk origins. Your microbiome didn't just appear one day like a suspicious charge on your credit card. You started collecting your microbial entourage at birth, specifically as you slid screaming out of a human being and got immediately coated in vaginal bacteria. Yep. Your first birthday gift was a smear of lactobacillus and other juicy microbes. Babies born vaginally get the starter kit of microbes right from mom's birth canal. But babies born via C-section miss this crucial download and tend to develop different, often less diverse, microbiomes, at least early on. This doesn't doom them to a lifetime of doom scrolling and indigestion, but it can affect things like immune development, allergies, and even weight later on. Then, during infancy, you upgrade your biome through breast milk, skin contact, dog licks, and, let's be real, licking literally everything. Babies are like tiny bald Roombas with no standards, and every weird thing they stick in their mouth, another microbe joins the crew. As you grow, your environment, diet, and hygiene habits continue to shape your internal ecosystem. Kids who grow up on farms or play in dirt tend to have more diverse microbiomes. Basically, mud pies are nature's probiotics. So if you were a C-section baby raised on hand sanitizer and microwave chicken nuggets, congratulations, your bacteria might be bougie but fragile. Number 5. Antibiotics are microbial nukes. You know how in movies someone drops a bomb to wipe out the enemy and it accidentally levels the whole town, school, and probably the dog shelter? That's what antibiotics do to your microbiome. Yes, antibiotics are amazing, they've saved countless lives, but they also don't have a good guy filter. When you take them, they blast through your gut like a microbial carpet bombing, killing bad bacteria and the good guys. Imagine hosting a party and someone brings a flamethrower to deal with one rude guest. After just one course of antibiotics, your gut flora can be wrecked for months, and in some cases, the damage never fully recovers. This disruption can lead to all kinds of problems, digestive chaos, immune issues, even mood disorders. Ever heard of Clostridium difficile, C. diff? It's a bacteria that normally gets kept in check by your microbial army, but after antibiotics wipe out your defenders, C. diff can take over and turn your insides into a very unfun diarrhea horror show. And for some unlucky folks, the only solution is a fecal transplant. That's right, someone else's poop in your body. We are now officially in stranger poop might save your life territory. So next time you pop antibiotics for a sore throat that might be viral, read, antibiotics won't help. Just remember, you're rolling a biological grenade into your personal ecosystem. Probiotics help, but they're kind of like hiring a barbershop quartet to rebuild a city. Helpful? Maybe. Enough? Probably not. Number 4, your brain takes orders from your gut. You probably think your brain is in charge. After all, it handles math, guilt, TikTok addiction, and remembering that one embarrassing thing from 7th grade at 2 a.m. But what if I told you your brain might just be the middle manager and your gut bacteria are the CEO? Here's where things get wild. Your gut has its own nervous system, the enteric nervous system, aka the second brain. It contains over 100 million neurons, that's more than your spinal cord, and it chats with your actual brain through the vagus nerve, which is basically a two-way gossip hotline between your head and your stomach. Now here's the kicker. Bacteria can influence this conversation. They produce neurotransmitters like serotonin, that's your don't cry at the grocery store chemical, dopamine and GABA. In fact, around 90% of your body's serotonin is made in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. So if your stomach's acting shady, your mood can spiral. You're basically one bad burrito away from an existential crisis. Researchers have found that messing with gut bacteria in mice can make them more anxious, more risk-taking, or even change their social behavior. That means your gut bacteria might literally be curating your personality like a Spotify playlist. So yeah, that anxious pit in your stomach during a breakup or before a presentation, that's not just stress, that's your gut bacteria holding an emergency board meeting and screaming, something is very wrong. The moral? You're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding an entire microscopic think tank that has opinions on everything. Number 3, you're a walking smell factory, thanks bacteria. Let's talk body odor, specifically the fact that you don't stink, your bacteria do. Sweat on its own is basically just salty water, it doesn't smell. But once it hits the surface of your skin, bacteria show up like, ooh, snack time. They feast on your sweat and, much like humans after eating Taco Bell, produce gases. Those gases are the delightful aroma known as body odor, and different bacteria produce different smells. One strain makes you smell sour, another makes you smell musky, and yet another one might be responsible for that mysterious, someone just microwaved fish vibe. And get this, your individual smell is so unique to your bacterial population that dogs can be trained to detect diseases like cancer or COVID-19 just by sniffing your pits. So yes, your armpits might actually save your life one day. What a legacy. Even your breath is a bacterial mixtape. Morning breath? That's just your mouth bacteria throwing an all-night rave while you sleep. And halitosis, persistent bad breath, might actually be the work of sulfur-producing microbes living in your tonsils like little mouth goblins. So the next time you catch a whiff of yourself and recoil in horror, remember, it's not your fault, it's the bacteria. They're just expressive. Number 2, skin, your bacteria's favorite sweater. You may think your skin exists to keep the blood in and the dirt out, but actually, it's more like a sprawling microbial condo complex. Every inch of you, from forehead to foot fungus, is crawling with bacteria, and they love it here. Different body zones have their own unique microbe cliques. Your oily T-zone? That's like a rooftop bar for Cutibacterium acnes. Your armpits? More like a rave for odor-causing bacteria. Even your belly button has its own unique biome, and in one famous study, researchers found a species in there previously only seen in Japanese soil, because apparently your navel is a UN of bacteria. But here's the kicker, these skin microbes are mostly the good guys. They fight off pathogens, keep your immune system sharp, and prevent your skin from turning into a moldy cheese rind. So when you scrub your skin with 18 different antibacterial soaps, you're not just cleaning, you're gentrifying the neighborhood. Of course they can turn on you. Give them the right conditions, like, say, sweaty gym socks trapped in a shoe for 3 days, and they'll mutate into fungal overlords faster than you can say antifungal cream. But overall, your skin bacteria are your microscopic ride or dies. They're not just on your team, they are the team, and you're just a sweaty, anxious mascot. Number 1, your gut is basically a bacterial hot tub picture. This, a warm, dark, squishy tunnel filled with moisture, nutrients, and an endless buffet of half-digested food. Sounds like a 5-star vacation for microbes, right? Congratulations, your intestines are hosting the microbial version of Coachella, and you are the venue. Right now, your gut is home to trillions, yes, trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbial freeloaders. In fact, scientists estimate that you have about 39 trillion microbial cells and only 30 trillion human ones. Let that sink in. You are statistically a crowd. These gut bugs, collectively known as the gut microbiome, aren't just vibing down there eating fiber and ruining your bathroom schedule. They're doing real work. They digest food, produce vitamins, train your immune system, and possibly manipulate your emotions. That's right, those gut feelings you get? Yeah, they're not poetic intuition. They might literally be bacteria trying to DM your brain. There's even evidence that gut bacteria influence depression, anxiety, and decision making. So if you've ever cried watching a commercial for laundry detergent or made a terrible life choice at 3 a.m., it's entirely possible your microbes were in on it. Basically, your gut is running a highly organized biochemical operation. You're just a confused intern wondering why you're craving pickles and sadness at the same time. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.